NJPWN podcast.
Hello, I am Matty Deller, and welcome to the Wrestling World Report, looking at the big wide world of professional wrestling, from the armories to the domes and all places in between. Before we get into all the stuff that's happened, there's a lot of stuff that has happened in the last 7 days since we last spoke to you. Let us get some admin out of the way first. If you're a fan of British wrestling, please check out our friends at the Babyface app, available on the Apple and Google Play Store. Turnbabyface.com. You can check out some of our BritWrest related articles there. TWN Podcast, we are brought to you by We Love Sport, a fantastic app finding your nearest sports bar, showcasing the latest WWE pay-per-views. They've got 400 of the best sports bars and pubs in the UK at your fingertips, and with WrestleMania and other events just around the corner, go book your front row seats now so you do not miss a thing. Download it again, Apple and Google Play Store. Follow We Love Sport at We Love Sport UK, and check out welovesport.co for more information. Also, go and check out WrestleCrate, wrestlecrate.co.uk. Use the code TWN Wrestling for a free autographed item when you sign up for a monthly box. They've got a lot of cool stuff in the latest crate, Finn Balor, I believe, as well, and loads of other stuff besides. But use the code TWN Wrestling at wrestlecrate.co.uk. Thank you very much. As I said, I am Matty Deller, and I am not alone. Joining me as we go through the world of wrestling. Some places you may have heard of, and some places you may be new to, but we're going to go through all of them. It is Michael Mears. Hello there.
Wow, you just full named me. Well, not quite.
Sorry,
you know,
Michael Francesca Fernando Mears. There we go.
It's Horatio in the middle as well.
Horatio. I'm trying to think of other ones.
Barnstable, Petula,
Megatron,
Optimus Prime,
El Hijo del LA Park.
Murder Grandpa.
Murder Grandpa.
It's a long name. Should see my passport.
Yeah, imagine it in Welsh. Jesus Christ. Anyway,
no, it's just Steve in Welsh.
all them letters put together in one thing is literally just John in Welsh. Carl will be joining us later on when we get into the British stuff, talking about Attack and Pro Wrestling Chaos and some other stuff as well. But we have quite a large pay-per-view to discuss first, so let's get into some New Japan. The New Beginning in Osaka, arguably the first big event post Wrestle Kingdom.
Well, no, last weekend's were.
Sapporo's a 2-dayer, so it's kind of almost, that's a bit of a, it's almost the epilogue before we get to the main first.
Remember, last Sunday's was the big event of the year. And Sapporo is always a big event. It's Taichi's homecoming.
Oh, okay. So, in many people... Well, I'm just saying, calendar-wise, many people would say New Beginning, but in the eyes of us, the intellectuals...
the intellectual elites.
Anyone who knows is the Freemasons know that Taichi's homecoming is always important. But... New Beginning Osaka is arguably chapter 1 of the new year in New Japan, and a lot of stuff happened, so we're going to talk about that. Starting off with the usual fare, it's the New Japan dads. Nakanishi, Tenzan, Kojima and Nagata defeating Makabe, Honma, Hinare and Taguchi. Basically it was the dads, their creepy uncle and Tanare, who seemingly can never get out of having the opening match of a show ever. So
right, well, every time I see these names come together on a tag match, and I've kind of it's literally just dawned on me, why is it just a middle-aged stag do and somebody's son?
How many like what wedding is it at this point? Is it like the third wedding?
It's the third wedding, probably for Tenzan, I'm going to say.
Yeah, Tenzan. Because Tenzan does have a bit of the used car salesman look about him.
Yeah.
He does look like when he finished wrestling, he'll be like, come to Crazy Tenzan Toyotas. he develops a northern accent.
He relocates to Wigan because, he buys the snake pit and turns it into a car lot.
Yeah,
there we go.
Come to Crazy Tenzan's used Toyotas. Just off Charlie. It's a normal match before Nakanishi, normal opening time match before Nakanishi becomes a New Japan granddad and just has the legend tours. I did, however, post match love Nakanishi's speech where he's like, I started 27 years ago in Osaka, I was a bit shit. I was brutally honest.
That's because they threw him in stupidly early because of an injury in a G1 tag tournament.
Oh, did he get thrown in as a young lion? Quite.
Yeah, pretty much. I think he'd only been training 6 months out of the Olympics, from what I've sort of heard and read. So I might be a little bit off on some of this. There was an injury, and they put him into the tournament with whoever it was, partner that got injured, and that was it. They had huge hopes, but didn't quite.
In honour of Nakanishi, like next time we're together for like a wrestling related weekend, it's probably going to be Super Strong Style. I don't know why we haven't ever filmed ourselves having a monster morning.
Yes, we should have.
We need to find out what the monster morning details, and we will eat it on camera.
Do you not remember? Kevin Kelly actually described it as go to your, because they were on about, because of the time obviously in Britain it would have been about 7:30 by the time this match had finished and they'd done everything. He was like, get everything out of your cupboard and then you're halfway there. So
what we need to do is go to Wetherspoons, order all of the breakfast food, and then go to another Wetherspoons
and do the same again. That sounds about right, actually.
There we go. Coming soon to the YouTube channel. We then had the IWGP Junior Heavyweight tag titles as Roppongi 3K defeated Suzuki-gun, Despi and Kanemaru via pinfall to retain the titles. This was okay. It was passable.
I thought it was like both teams getting back into the swing of doing tag stuff again, with Despi being out for so long and Shonyo doing sort of like single stuff, and you kind of got the getting split up at times. And
the thing to note is, like, it's just with Gado's booking was the fact that he did WWE booking, which doesn't give a shit about the tag titles. So, like, even though we were crying out for new teams, they finally gave us Will and Robbie, and that lasted all of 5 minutes, and we're back to Suzuki-gun and Roppongi 3K again.
Well, like, Roppongi 3K should be like the poster team for that division.
They are the box at this point when it comes to that junior tag division.
Especially because this is the way they're gonna be able to launch Show as a superstar.
Yeah, but we do actually get a new team because we have Taguchi come out. And he goes, Rocky, you are a tremendous wrestler. Let us face Roppongi 3K. And then they do a basketball. Because
they're the mega coaches, remember?
Yeah,
the mega coaches.
So we're going to get Taguchi and Rocky against 3K at New Japan Road, I believe. It's on next week's shows. It is where we've got the Tiger Hattori retirement and Nakanishi's. It's on. That man has had more retirement fucking matches than Terry Funk at this point.
This is his Japanese retirement. We've had his retirement, his American retirement, and now this is the Japanese one.
This is like Doug Williams telling everyone at the moment, I retired, but I've retired in the UK. I can wrestle anywhere else.
This morning I had one of those shower time thoughts that's really random, and for the life of me, stalling then. So Taguchi obviously is like the coach, like the New Japan coach. Whenever he's in 8-man, 6-mans and stuff, he's always the one there geeing everyone on. But also think back to the first part of last year. Well, the first 9 months of last year, he was always around in his scrum cap and had his rugby ball with him. Being coach of the rugby side. My question to you is, what will he come out wearing in the run up to the Olympics?
Swimming
what will
cap.
He be coaching?
I want him in a swimming cap and those ill-fitting white pants that he wore in bodybuilding.
Part of me hopes he just goes through everything. So actually, at that one time, he comes out on a horse for himself.
What could he dress up? Actually, could he just come out on one of those hobby horses that kids have? Just slowly rocking.
I hope he goes through everything, literally every single.
It's a shame
Olympic
the G1 is not the G1's not coinciding with it, because it'd be great to have him come out every match as a different sport.
Well, no, we'll have him in the G1, not the G1, sorry, the Super Juniors.
Oh yeah, that's
obviously going to be like June, July time.
Be great. Just then you also have Taguchi panicking, running around Roppongi, being like, "Where can I find a water polo outfit?" So then we get Tanahashi, Ibushi, Juice Robinson and David Finlay defeating the Bullet Club, which was God, Takahashi and Chase Owens. This is all about the tag belts. Like they're going to have some sort of 3-way match down the line. I know they're having a actual tag title match at New Japan Road, which I believe is Tanner and Kota against the God. But the thing is, though, Tanahashi's knackered. He's so pagged. The man needs like an extended time off, like from now until the G1 level.
I'm pretty sure they're going to put the tag titles on him. There's like a marquee team.
Yeah, but like even in a tag match, you can hide it, but you can tell that everything hurts on him.
Yeah, but we're going to tag him up and make him champions with somebody who's just had like almost potentially coronavirus, and then the Mallory Vice syndrome, and then he comes back and he's just like, I know, I'll wrestle normally. Like I normally do when I'm okay.
I have no neck, no immune system, no problem.
Exactly. Can you? I'd imagine if he ended up coming out and like that he was like anemic, somebody would flick him and all of his body would bruise, but he would still wrestle an hour.
He'd flick him, he turns to a fine paste, just a paste,
and he'd still win.
Zack Sabre Jr. tried to put him in a hold. Let's just like, stop working. Okada and Will Ospreay defeated Taichi and Zack Sabre Jr. This was good. It was basically setting up. It's weird to see a New Japan match that was setting up towards a Rev Pro match, but it literally was. This was a tag match to preview the Rev Pro match, which is bizarre.
Yeah. Well, it does show, a lot on the regards that the partnership is quite strong.
Yeah.
So that's positive.
Should we talk about 1-800 Dickhead?
Oh my god, wasn't it the greatest?
Oh yeah, because I was this weekend. It was mine and Danny's 3-year anniversary, and we're walking back. I want to say from the shop. We might have got some fish and chips, and we're walking back to where we were staying. And all I'm getting is my phone going off, going, "Watch this promo now!" And I watch it, and they're like, "What are you watching?" I went, "I'm just watching Zack Sabre Jr." And then she did laugh at 1-800 Dickhead. You got my number? Yeah, you got my number? Yeah, 1-800 Dickhead. I just love, like, he goes all the stuff, and the gimmick with Will is like, you're an idiot, Will. You're not very bright. Is it really a gimmick? Well, it's not a gimmick. It's just Zack just hammering home that the guy is known for many, many years isn't that bright. We then had Jay White over Sonada. This was okay. Normally I'm quite bored of Jay White matches. This actually was decent.
It was a really weird mix on like styles for the guys to get the right sort of match, because Sonada's not very character driven, which is where Jay does his best work, but Sonada's very athletic driven, but that's not where Jay does his work. So it was one of those moments where both had to punch up, and it kind of worked semi well, I will say. Also, Kent has taken the stalling for 40 years off of Jay White, so yeah. There was a nasty mess up though where they both landed wrong on the moonsault and they could have both died, but they didn't, which is a bonus. Then we had the Junior Heavyweight Championship match as Hiromu Takahashi defeated Ryu Lee via pinfall. This was horrifying in the most entertaining way possible. Never wrestle each other again. Like, genuinely, no. Just team up. Be a tag team. No, see, when we had Naito and Ibushi doing it last year, literally trying to get each other, I was like, I never want to see these two wrestle again. But these two, I think, we discussed it, and like you said, they've done it backwards. Dragon Lee has killed Hiromu, but Hiromu's a cat, so he's got 9 lives. So they're working backwards now. So they're just going to have mental matches, and we know nobody's going to die.
It's just,
let's keep going.
It's that dive when he sits in the fucking barricade and just goes 400 miles an hour through his face. Just
like, the other thing is, can you imagine if he slightly misaims? He's going to do himself so much damage doing that.
He's going to do a Phoenix on Antonio Pena's sister or wife or whatever it was.
Wait for the one show that Anthony Inoki's in the fucking front row and he fucking wipes out Inoki.
Did you call him Anthony Inoki? Hello.
Why did I call it that?
Hello, Anthony Inoki.
Yeah, he's moved to Wigan as well. God. Sorry, Antonio.
Oh, is there anyone in Northern British wrestling that... Oh, you know, this is...
That's what they should have named.
This is not meant...
This is not excursion.
Yeah, this is not meant in a racial context. But all I'm thinking of is there's a guy in wrestles, I think in North, called Mickey the Dragon, and he's an like an Asian British guy, and I think it would be really, really funny if it was named Anthony Inoki and was just a used car salesman. Oh, I'm the long lost relative of Antonio Inoki.
Oh, God.
I'm great with Inzaguri. I'm also good with power steering. It's just... What's happened? IWGP United States Championship match. Jon Moxley defeated Minoru Suzuki in a match that was real.
Yeah, it was. It was almost like we got a Bloodsport match.
It was. Didn't I describe it?
With ropes.
I think I tweeted about this. I might have said to you as well that this was an 80s movie in a match.
Yeah, this was an 80s action movie in a match.
Yeah, because it was it was the anti-hero against the psychopathic supervillain, but the anti-hero was ready to stoop to his level, and I just love Suzuki just laughing every time he got beaten up. It was the best.
Do you know what it actually is? It's a Bond movie. And it's the final fight scene.
Is that all? We said it was Die Hard. It was Die Hard, the wrestling match.
It's Die Hard. Because Jon Moxley is basically John McClane.
At this point, yeah.
Sorry. Jonathan Moxley.
It's Jonathan.
Because
we're getting to that.
Zack Sabre exposed the business.
We're saving that.
I'm actually watching it now, and Minoru Suzuki, the more and more I watch him, if he's not cast as the heavy man in the next Bond movie, then it's an absolute travesty, because he would be perfect for it. With his maniacal laugh and everything. Not
racial profiling. Minoru Suzuki for the new Odd Job. Do it now.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. This is so good. They just bit, and also they showed Sean Spears and Cody how to do a safe gimmick chair shot to the head as well.
Yeah, well, I think that's the way just the chairs are when you look at sort of how they're built.
Yeah. Zack Sabre Jr. tapped Moxley post-match, and I was like, oh my god, Moxley's going to tap at RevPro, isn't he? and I've generally got me and Drunk Emily's hopes up that Moxley's going to turn up at RevPro and make that already insane card even more insane, which we'll talk about later. Yes, he did call him Jonathan Moxley, but it wasn't even the best insult between the two. Jon Moxley called Zack Sabre Jr. a long udon noodle looking motherfucker. Goat insult. Best insult of 2010 so far. 2010? 2010 and 2020.
That's the 2010s.
Yeah. It's just people that don't watch the backstage comments, they're on YouTube, they go up 24 hours after. You're missing out so much with literally every single Zack Sabre Jr. one. Yeah, it's brilliant. Then also just go back and just try and watch anything from Chuck and Trent when they were there.
Oh god, yeah, that was interesting, wasn't it?
It's just, yeah, so good. And
especially during Chuck's really mental period when nobody knew what the fuck he was doing, nor did he.
And when Sammy briefly teamed with Juice and was just talking about Yuji Nagata and WCW NWO Revenge, which was great. We come to the main event for the Intercontinental and Heavyweight title, Tetsuya Naito defeating Kenta via pinfall. This was good, really, really good. I would say it got very, very good once the ref bomb happened, but there was 20 minutes of okay action. It would have been it would have been the best sprint ever if it literally started with the ref bump.
Yeah, the first 10 minutes were just there. Nothing really happened. Nothing went on. I was just like, yeah, can we get going now? Because you knew they were almost just stalling it.
Yeah, Kenta had to stall for 40 years, taking the stuff off Jay White. But then we get to the blood. Oh god, the blood.
Yeah, the one thing I did like about this is how they took the corner post off almost right at the start of the match.
Chekhov's gun style.
Yeah, but then left it all the way to the end. It's all too often in wrestling, it's taken off and used straight away. I like that they've taken it off early and you've gone and just forgotten about it, and then they use it.
Yeah, so I said
when you've completely forgotten.
Rather than instantaneous, the Chekhov's gun thing of we see it in the corner, we know it's going to happen, we don't know when it's going to happen. It's one of those things. It's really, really good. Even all the ref bumps and stuff, and poor Bushi being used as basically the Willy in the Treehouse of Horror when he gets killed and everything. Here I come.
He deserves
I'm bad at this. Do you think he deserves it?
Yeah, he's an ugly boy, isn't he?
He's horrifically ugly. And then, Naito wins, and he goes, "No, tranquilo, just go away." To Kenta, I thought nowadays with modern Japanese wrestling and stuff, it's very hard to be an out-and-out heel. Even Jay White was getting some reaction. No, Kenta is 100% despised by the New Japan crowd.
Yeah, they've done something really special with Kenta with that, and I didn't think they were going to be able to do it, but they certainly have, and it's just been amazing.
They've nailed it. It's credit to Gedo and Kenta, and they have made him the most despised man in Japan. But
they used the tools they had so well to create that.
Yeah, no question. And then it looks like we're going to get Naito and Hiromu at the anniversary show.
Yeah, that's been announced now. That has.
But they've not.
They haven't announced.
Hiromu has been mooting that he wants a title shot, and then didn't he say if I win, I should be given the G1 Climax briefcase as well?
No, he didn't necessarily say the briefcase itself, but something close to it.
Yeah.
In terms of kind of having a title shot.
Something he said because I had the idea of it if he beat Naito and got the G1 briefcase and had to defend it throughout the G1. It's some sort of insane, narrative of Mad Hiromu half necking himself defend the briefcase throughout the entire tournament. Really
30-minute draws every day.
No one gets it. It's just held in abeyance. Really good show. I did really enjoy it. It was a top-notch show. I kind of went back on my promise of watching every show because I kind of missed a little bit of Sapporo. I didn't watch Fantasticomania, which I really should have. But I've got back in with this one, and I'm very intrigued.
Yeah, this was a good show. This was because
that's next week, isn't it? That's New Japan.
So it's during half-term week, which is always welcome.
Big news: Wrestle Dynasty, MSG, August 22nd, the same day as NXT Takeover. The war is on, people.
So supposedly New Japan didn't actually know that this date was taken, that it was SummerSlam weekend, and we're just trying to get the Garden in August.
Fucking liar. Fucking liar.
Supposedly this was the only weekend they could get that worked with their schedule and the Garden schedule, but they were always going to do a big overseas show.
Yeah, they did one
in the summer because of the Olympics.
They did one last year, didn't they? Over here. No, they're doing one in America.
Yeah, so. The reason they were doing it for certain in America is because of the G1. The G1 haven't moved. It's
just funny. They said that it's going to be a Wrestle Kingdom quality show, and I saw someone on Twitter and it made me laugh. Go, wait a minute, are we New Japan Saudi Arabia? which popped me massively. I loved it. They announced the dates for the G1 Climax. Starts on the 22nd of September, so I get my birthday week with the opening week of the G1. Lovely. In Osaka, and then runs all the way through to the Sumo Hall on the 10th of October.
The finals.
Oh no, sorry,
16th, 17th, and 18th.
Oh, so the tournament runs through that, and then 16, 17, 18 for the last 2 dates in the last 3 days in the Sumo Hall. And also, they are returning to World Pro Wrestling is returning to Japanese TV. I got confused. I thought they were returning to TVSI. No, it's returning to BSSI, the network of liars in Japan.
No, they've got
satellite deal.
From what I understand, basically they have satellite and broadcast, kind of like how we have it in the UK.
Yeah,
where we've got digital TV and terrestrial TV, so to speak. They're back on broadcast TV, which is really good for them.
Which is weird because
it shows how good the brand is growing.
It's weird to hear that New Japan didn't have a TV, a DTV deal.
But there's so many companies you think of that have got potentially having them. Plus, with TV Asahi's deal, most people in Japan have access to New Japan World anyway. So it kind of covers that.
I did love Gino, Chris, and Kevin being like, "We're going to be on TV, are we?" Or we'll just slightly lean to one side when the Japanese commentators are on.
Yeah, but fair play. Shout out to those guys. They were amazing. They were over Well, really over the 3 shows recently, but Sunday especially.
I said it's been very hard for them to they've had 2 very, very good commentary teams. They had obviously Steve Carino and Kevin Kelly, which is
Carino virus.
The Steve Carino virus. God damn it, Gino. The Steve Carino and Kevin Kelly, which was probably the best one they've had. Then they had Don Callis, which was a random pick, but then turned out to be one of the. Like, them two are just fantastic together, and then they've kind of stumbled into this great 3-man team of Kevin Kelly, Chris Charlton and Gino. So I hope they keep Gino on Permo, because Gino's really, really good.
Gino appears to be there for the long haul from the sounds of things.
Yeah, Lenny Broadway stuff.
Like, he's fitting so well, and like the sort of the chemistry, not only that like the 3 of them have, but the banter they have between Chris and Gino is just spot on, and I think most people love that. And
then also I do hope we get a little bit of Rocky and Gino, because they are always funny, them two arguing with each other. So. Yeah. Just would like to let you know.
Wrestling World Report. Not had time to create a new one yet, soz.
Is brought to you in association with the Babyface app, available on the Google Store and the Apple Store. Now, what is the Babyface app? Well, if you're a British wrestling fan, it is the only thing that matters. Want to check out what the latest shows are in your area? The Babyface app can do that. Want to check out the win-loss record for your favourite wrestler at the moment? The Babyface app can do that. Do you want to bring back the glory that was the Origin Banter Edition? Sadly, Babyface haven't got that kind of sorted out yet. Imagine it's in the beta state, I can be assured. But if you want to check out any of their matches from Progress or anywhere else past, you can check it out at the Babyface app. Also, you can read loads of articles from loads of esteemed wrestling personnel, including ourselves, TWM. You can check out all of our BritRest articles in one easy place, and that is the Babyface app on the Google Play Store and Apple Store. Fusion! We get to see Teddy Hart get set on fire again, and we get another hype package for the Contra Hart Foundation feud ahead of tonight's Pillman versus Fatu for the gold. Then we hear Tom Lawlor's new theme.
And never has a theme slapped so much.
I have come to kill you. It's so dumb, but so funny.
Tom Lawlor was like a low-key star in this. There was lots of little things he did that I was just like, yep, you're on.
Yeah,
you're the best.
He's just fucking gold. He's so good at the moment. He's on fire. He has this weird Tash dude with him that's a part of Team Filthy.
I thought it was like, why is Don Fry's son here?
Hello, I'm John Fry. I'm also from Wigan. He mugs off the Dallas crowd, and they demand he takes the Von Erich shirt off. So he does, but then he spits on it and rubs it on his dick, Shawn Michaels style. And then we get Cena one night stand t-shirt throwing. It's just the best. We see Dominic Garrini then come out for his match. He's not wearing his cowboy boots, which is disappointing. He wrestles Zenchi. I'm going to steal a moniker from you, Mike. Talking about styles make fights, and these two, their styles made a bloody good fight.
Yeah, they really complement each other on this show. Not only like the styles, but they just seem to really enjoy the match anyway. Yeah,
it worked really, really well. Like, you had Zenchi trying to be elusive, but Garini's ground game like counteracted that. It was a good 7 or 8 minutes of neither man getting an advantage, but it worked so well. Zenchi went for a standing shoot, so Press got caught in a triangle. Zenchi then sweeps the leg, does a big flip kick, and then does one of his mental flips to the outside. We get a mad flip into the ring, countered, and he stomps on the arm. The ref calls for the X. Gurini goes, nah fam, stomp to the arm, and then the Mighty Mouse, which I remember from Evolve. Ref stoppage. It was a really, really good match. Here's Alicia, it's out, and she asked if Dominic Garrini took it too far. Once again, Tom Lawlor calls her Joe Rogan. Never not going to be funny.
It's always going to be funny because it purely and simply is funny.
And he says Team Filthy is going to show no mercy because they are Cobra Kai. The Sentai squad attack Brian Pillman, but Davey Boy Smith cuts them off.
This whole Sentai Death Squad thing, all in all, was just pathetic.
They're just minions from Power Rangers. They're not that good.
And not even like the good series of Power Rangers.
Yeah, like one of the crappy ones was on like CITV, the channel, not even the thing on normal TV. Alicia touts backstage with Dynasty, and this was great because MJF was like, I'm here, I'm good, I may have drank Holiday's coffee, I've never had coffee
Holiday's
before.
not here, I've drank his coffee. It was nice.
And was just off his tits the entire time. He says
it was great how we had, 2 weeks ago we had Impatient Cow, and this week we've got caffeinated MJF.
MJF is great. Yeah, they said that his lawyer / his father, and Gino's really confused by this. He's like, no, he goes, what did you say? He goes, Papa, Father, and he just goes, no, which was brilliant. How dare you be Spanish?
Yeah, this is America. I'm surprised he didn't say that, actually.
They organised for next week's Fusion to be produced by the Dynasty, so you're going to have Gino Medina against Septimo Dragon, MJF and Holiday is going to face the Von Erichs in a rematch for the tag titles, and Hammerstone will defend his National Openweight title against Aerostar, and Alicia just goes, stay off the coffee, MJF. Which was great. More Alicia. She's with Savio Vega, and he has the Caribbean Championship with him because he says he represents all the Caribbean people, but Holiday represents all the cowards. Sick burn.
It's actually more often known as the Malibu Cup.
Nice. And he wants to take Alicia Salter dancing. I'm certain she said no. Richard Holiday over Savio Vega, and we get MJF on commentary again. And I did text you about this line because I was in bits when I saw it. Because I had to put up the results obviously on TWM before I read it, and I read what he said, and fucking, oh my god, it's nearly as funny as long udon noodle looking motherfucker. Savio Vega looks like Kwang if he got old and fat.
But it's not just like that line, it's how he delivered the line, where he was like, he kind of looks like Quang or Quango, and if he got like really old and really fat
and useless, and
his body's completely different.
Holiday and Vega, they have graps as MJF threatens to piss in AJ's mouth, which took a hard left.
But at least he didn't kink shame him. He said it was okay if that was what he was into.
Yeah. Vega takes over on Holiday as MJF continues to say that AJ Kush likes piss in his mouth. Vega gets some shit in, but then Holiday hits 2008, and then what I love is MJF left the AirPods on the desk, and then Kush is like, he left them here, I may steal them.
No, they confiscated them.
But MJF retrieves them, and then they steal the Caribbean title because he's like, I'm going to get my lawyer / father to declare this a title match. Oh, it was great.
Because of course that happens in retrospect.
Yeah. Backstage, the Von Erichs meet the Hart Foundation. Oh, I wrote Hart Dynasty. Jesus Christ. WWE CW. And wish Pillman luck for his title match tonight. And Pillman took them up on their offer of advice on fighting Fatu. We then see a Killer Cross vignette the week after he signs for WWE.
Yeah, this was all a bit... I don't know, there was a couple of bits in this where I was like...
You could have edited it out.
Yeah, you didn't need to put this in there. And like how they discussed the Dragon Gate announcement at the Fightland tapings, I'm like, you're halfway through showing the current run.
Yeah.
And then you're going to draw attention that you've already taped the next slot. I know I find that really weird.
It's confusing.
MLW.
I would call it confusing. We didn't get a hype video for Los Angeles Park. I haven't got to wait that long for him.
Is that where they're holding WrestleMania?
Yes, Los Angeles Park. I should have named it that. Where is it going to be called? L.A. Park. He just turns up, dives onto someone.
He's just like, this is me.
Me, yes. They show the finish from last week's match between Myron Reed and Drago, where they botched the finish, and they've played it into a storyline because now they've said that MLW have seen this, can see there's a bias, and there's going to be more thorough refereeing. There's going to be a grading system like there is in football, which is really, really clever. Yeah. And the higher grade referees will be appointed the more important matches. That was a great way to cut. That's the most genius way to cover up a fuck up I've ever seen.
It's nice that they've not just gone, oh, let's add a little bit of a storyline to this. No, they've gone like the whole hog and invented something to go alongside it.
More Alicia Atal. She interviews Mance Warner and goes, what do you think of the Dynasty? And he just goes, assholes. And she goes, that was to the point. And he goes, yep, and gives her a beer and walks off. Great. He's just great. Zenshi then cuts a promo saying he's out for revenge for Dominic Guarini trying to injure him earlier in the night. That's right. You lost fair and square, you penis. So
it's true.
Main event: Jacob Fatu over Brian Pillman Jr. This was a great, dramatic, big versus little title fight. I love this match. So good.
And they did all of it in less than 7 minutes.
Yeah, it was a really short sprint, really good. So Fatu jumps in before the bell and works him over. Pillman uses his speed and pace against Fatu's raw power. Fatu dominates until a super kick, a forearm and a crossbody takes Fatu down. Meanwhile, the David Boy Smith and the Von Erichs are fending off the Sentais. Air Pillman, but then Injustice turn off but Pillman dives on them. Myron Reed twats him with a chest protector, handspring moonsault, near fall, but then he hits the 2 moonsaults for the win. Loved it. Really, really good. Great main event. Great episode.
I love how much effort Myron Reed put into hitting Brian Pillman Jr. with the chest protector.
It was the Shane McMahon chair shot, not the diving chair shot that he does.
Yeah.
It was that delicious. Also they've announced they're going to do a MLW AAA co-promotion event very, very soon in Mexico.
They also announced earlier that Chris Dickinson's debuting at... Well, I want to say it's not October. Christ, that'd be a long way away.
Oktoberfest. You use Miss Skinner. Yeah.
I think it's either March or April show. April 18th, yeah. So Dirty Daddy is debuting there.
That's clearly gone. We've lost Killer Cross. What can we do? Get Chris Dickinson on the phone. Happy for Chris Dickinson because I do enjoy his work. He throws people a tremendous distance.
TWM podcasts are brought to you by We Love Sport, the fantastic app finding you your nearest sports bar showing the latest WWE pay-per-views. We Love Sport has over 400 of the best sports bars and pubs in the UK at your fingertips and allows you to book front row seats, giving you the best views of the action. You can also check out what sports are being shown over the next 7 days, making sure you don't miss a second of the action. Download the We Love Sport app on the App Store or Google Play Store. Follow We Love Sport on all social media platforms at We Love Sport UK and check out welovesport.co.
NWA Power, and spoiler alert, guys, this was not a good episode.
Do you know what made it bad from the start?
What was it?
I fucking hate this new theme.
Oh, so do I. I fucking can't stand it. I just feel like pure shit. Just want Into the Fire back.
Yeah, it worked so well. It was amazing.
Yeah, I don't know why they changed it to fucking... Who is it?
Pantera!
It's not even the good Pantera song.
Not even the wrestler Pantera.
I swear that was it. Who was that? I'm trying to think of who Pantera... Anyway, we're getting sidetracked. We have Sean Mooney, so that was a good start. He says he'll have news from Marty Skull and Nick Aldis at Free Enterprise. We see Joe Galley and Stu Bennett.
I love the fact he got a plug for his podcasting.
He did. Love to see it. What a worker. They're joined at the commentary booth by the NWA Tag Team Champions James Storm and Eli Drake. And Drake says he won't let Storm on mic while he's drinking. Fucking hypocrite. Do you not remember you at the fucking...
Yeah, but do you also remember the impatient cow?
Moo! Moo! Oh joy, it's the fucking bouncers. Oh, why do they ruin everything I love? Like, just fuck off. Go away. Wrestle in a place that's not broadcast. Please. I don't mind you earning a living. Just stop earning a living at my fucking enjoyment expense. Yeah, they wrestled the Dawsons. This match happened. It was just four big men running into each other over and over again.
Do you know what I did like about this match?
Yeah, I swear to God, if you say about the teeth biting thing, I'm going to punch you.
Well, no, that'd be cheating. And do you know why? Because I got no teeth.
I hope you shit yourself. I generally do.
Really, really simple thing, and you should kind of expect this from me. Two teams that have a team name and also matching gear.
Yes, I will give him that. They both look like teams. That is definite.
And also getting to see Eddie Kingston's lovely face.
Yes, of course. Yonkers, 5 ever. Pope and Eddie Kingston arguing, which distracts the referee. Dawson's hit a double team on Milonis for a near fall. The bouncers then just hit the superplex and frog splash combination for the win. It happened. James Storm then pours beer into the Crockett Cup, and him and the bouncers take turns drinking out of it. Disrespectful is what I would call that.
Yeah, it's like I would accept it if you'd won the tournament.
Yeah, it's gonna fucking stink now. We then see Nick Aldis at ROH demanding about how Marty Scurll has taken away his revenue, and now he demands an answer regarding their title match tonight. Then Joe Galley welcomes Tom Latimer and Camille ahead of this match with Tim Storm. He says he's excited to beat up that old fart, and sees Galley trying to stir the pot regarding him being a former world champion, and he just wants to win the tag titles back with his fellow wildcard partner. They disregard Eli Drake and James Storm and says that Aldis and Isaacs will take out the Rock and Roll Express tonight. Then Galley tries to get a word from Camille, who then stays silent to the shock of absolutely everyone in the arena. Then we have Tom Latimer defeats Tim Storm. This match was okay.
It was there.
It existed. Latimer jumps Tim Storm from the open, but then Storm clotheslines him out. They go toe-to-toe with some shoulder blocks, but Latimer tries for a sneaky right hand, but then Storm takes control. They exchange strikes. Latimer jerks Rev, hits a throat thrust. Tim Storm is a boot to fight back and gains the advantage of a neck breaker. Storm misses a shoulder charge. Latimer breaks out the brighter side of suffering. Shades of TNA for the win. Post-match, Mama Storm appears and berates Tim Storm, the bloke from last week, but Storm walks away in disgust. We then see the conclusion from last week's National Championship match, and Trevor Murdoch is saying, "Where's my title shot?" And he says that Harley Race would be ashamed of Aaron Stevens and the question mark. You shut your fucking mouth about the question mark, good sir.
He doesn't deserve to talk about him.
This brings out the question mark, who sings the Mongrovian National Anthem, and everyone cries.
The soothing sounds of the question mark and the Mongrovian National Anthem.
And then the question mark challenges Murdoch to some karate. So basically, the question mark has said he's going to kill Trevor Murdoch on live TV.
Maybe we found out that actually karate is Mongrovian for fight.
It might be, we don't know. I'm hoping they have some sort of karate dojo style war. I want the Karate Kid with Trevor Murdoch on the question mark.
Full on like dojo war style.
Yes.
That'd be good.
Sean Mooney then recaps the Scurll and Aldis confrontation at Free Enterprise, because Scurll counter-offers Aldis with a stipulation that if Scurll loses, he will write a check for $500,000 to him. Because one, fuck the fans, you haven't got to pay them, and two, Scurll, you're an idiot, because I'm pretty sure it would have been less money for you to pay everyone in attendance than pay £500,000.
Let's put this into perspective. There's only ever been one show outside of a WWE show that has grossed over a $1 million gate in America, and that was the New Japan Ring of Honor show last year. There is no way wherever NWA doing the show is going to be like even half of that. So he's really fucked himself there.
Disgusting. We then get a TV title match. Finally, a match I actually cared about, which was Ricky Starks and Matt Cross. This went to a time limit draw, and it was really, really good. They're fast-paced, but these guys went very, very methodically until about the last 2 minutes, and it was really, really well done.
Yeah, like they're just two of the best, aren't they?
They are.
Just amazing.
A lot of chain wrestling, and then Cross went too early on a backflip and got drop kicked. They just exchanged back and forth moves, backbreaker from Cross. Then Cross works over Starks, and Starks counters a suplex into one of his own. Starks hit a big tornado DDT. Cross hits the cross cutter, and then goes for the shooting star press, but the time limit expired. Zicky Dice then comes out to ringside and mocks his effort, saying Dice finishes every time. Outlandish! I'm just loving him shouting outlandish every time he finishes his promos. And also him going, sorry, I've missed a button, and then undoes another button on his shirt. I'm starting to really like Zicky Dice.
I do like the character. It's grown on me very quickly.
Yeah. We then hear from Carl Davis, who speaks to Marty Bell and says that everything Melina said has come true. Davis then implies that she might have been brainwashed, and this enrages Marty Bell and says she is more than just a pretty face, and it was always about Allison. Then Carl Davis goes full Jerry Springer and brings in Allison Kay and says that Bell could see what Melina is doing. She's trying to control the women's title, and Kay says they may not be friends, but she will always care for her, and Marty Bell seems shook and walks away.
My God.
Melina then defeats Tasha Steelz. Tasha Steelz keeps trying to shake Melina's hand. Going full Travis Banks in progress. Shake my hand.
That's just full Travis Banks
in general. Where's his company card? Justice. Melina shoves her away. Steelz uncorks some strikes, but then he's overwhelmed by the veteran. Melina hits a big face buster. Steelz goes for a cutter, and then Melina hits the primal scream for the win. Post match, goes, I'm going to face Thunder Rosa because I'm a living legend next week. And then she goes, have the NWA sanctioned this? No, I have. Melina has sanctioned this. So Melina is a wrestling organisation now. Don't
Melina is the NWA.
And then just before the match we see Sal Renaro and May Valentine, who's Royce Isaac's girlfriend, heading down to front row for the main event, which is strictly business, defeating the Rock and Roll Express. Isaac, the cocklord, was immediately distracted by the sight of Valentine and Renaro, and then he nearly got rolled up. Morton and Gibson just beat the shit out of Isaacs. He then sneakily rakes the eyes of Gibson, allowing Aldis to tag in, but then the Rock and Roll just dominate both of them for about 75% of this match. Aldis then twats Morton with the forearm on the outside, allowing Strictly Business to take over. Rock and Roll make the hot tag and Gibson runs wild, but then Roy Diggs managed to sneak a pin by rolling out Gibson and using the ropes for leverage. We then see a short teaser for Aldis and Skull at the Crockett Cup to close. As I said, this wasn't a great episode of Power, if I'm brutally honest.
It was very fodder just in the middle, to push something else. It's almost like they didn't quite know what was going to happen with the Aldis and Skull stuff as well. Yeah,
they're almost waiting to find out what was going to happen. Or at least we find out where the Crockett Cup's going to be next week and the date, which is good to know.
And also next week's not a regular episode.
Oh, is that the Superpower one next week?
No, so next week we've got Circles.
Oh, is it Circle Squared? Okay, so we're not covering that next week. I might do some notes, but that's it.
I think it'll be intriguing. Then there's Girl Power, I think it is. Something. And then the one before the pay-per-view is Superpower.
But to paraphrase someone who also does a podcast, this was a show.
TWM Podcasts have joined forces with WrestleCrate, the original and best monthly-themed monthly wrestling subscription service to bring you a fantastic deal. Now, if you use the code TWM Wrestling when you sign up to a monthly subscription at WrestleCrate.co.uk, you will receive a free autographed item inside your first crate. Now, WrestleCrate brings you the best swag from the biggest companies and names in the wrestling world. We're talking t-shirts, photos, pins, DVDs, vinyl figures, and loads more from WWE, Progress, Shakara, NXT, Fight Club Pro, and loads more. That's WrestleCrate.co.uk and use the code TWM Wrestling for a free autographed item, all thanks to WrestleCrate and TWM.
We now delve into the world of British wrestling and other stuff. So we bring in the king of other stuff. It is Kyle. Hello there, Kyle.
What's up? Didn't I basically compare myself to Ashley Roberts Showbiz News earlier?
Yes, you did. You did text me. It was like, I'm here to do the Showbiz News like Ashley Roberts off of Heart, which is an incredibly niche reference.
Are you basically our midget in a bikini from South Park?
Can we call you Creamy Goodness from now on?
No, because judging by a lot of other people who record on these podcasts, that belongs to somebody else.
I don't even know who's that insulting, so I'm just going to carry on. Awadama Fever was surprisingly last week. Me and Mike have been going, wow, that seems a lot longer ago. But it was literally last week.
I was sure it was 2 weeks ago.
It was a very, very fun show, wasn't it, Kyle?
Yeah, apart from the fact that, like, as Mike said, it does feel like longer ago, and I've kind of forgotten most of it.
Yeah.
But it's good because we're going to relive it now.
We are. At the top of the show, Jim Lee announced the 0121 had transport issues, so they have to change the tag title match. However, the August Jackson off of the Ring Crew Express said, we're the best tag team in attack history. So Chris Brookes was like, no, it's not you. I want a tag title match. So we get the debut of Kid Like Us 2 in Attack?
In Attack, yeah.
Yeah. Large of it, because obviously we know who is under the mask. Hulk Hogan. But, so we get new CCK, Chris Brookes and Kid Like Us 2 defeating Ring Crew Express in a matter of seconds to win the title. The highlight of it isn't the match. The highlight, Mike, is Kid Like Us literally ending August Jackson's life with that tea tray shot.
Yeah, but, when you're going out, you literally go out with a bang.
Yeah, and he nearly killed that man.
I can confirm from attending another show over the course of this weekend, August Jackson is all well and good.
Yes. How do we know it's him? We cannot confirm or deny.
It's August Jackson too.
They're like the Villanos. There's fucking loads of them.
I believe it's actually El Hio.
El Hio del August, September. Danny Luna defeating Millie McKenzie in a great little match between these two. I enjoyed this contest between.
It's good to see Millie back in attack.
It is. She used a progress theme as well, which was random. Or old progress theme, which was random.
She's been using that for a while on the Indies.
Actually, because I thought she'd been using that. I thought she was still using the old Bruno Mars team.
Using Runaway Baby? No, that was like pure Fight Club. I feel like only her used that at Fight Club.
She used it in Riptide as well.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah. That was really, really good. It's good to see Millie back because Millie is great. Then we get to the Attack 24/7 title, 2 out of 3 falls. It's weird that the 24/7 titles almost come like the pure wrestling belt of Attack now. Nico and Chuck, Mike, this was just ridiculously good.
Yeah, it was. They definitely did one up the match they had from Mistletoe where Nico won the belt. And yeah, Nico's kind of taken this belt on and has really upped it a level. And another thing is, I was dead set against the change of the 24/7 rules, but it's actually, I think they've had the right guys involved in it to make it work.
Yeah. It's just got.
Can I say something on this matter as well for a second? This is posed more to Mike more than you, Matty, because Attack Pro history, Mike's probably seen a bit more of it than you.
Yes, go ahead.
Does this weirdly remind you of the days before the main Attack Pro Championship where we had the matches of like Boar and Pete and Eddie like all fighting for the title?
Yeah, it is much closer to those days when it was like the title.
It feels like a big deal again.
Well, it is.
I think it always has been a big deal, realistically. But it couldn't be a big deal when they just launched the main title, at that point. So I get why Pete kind of had it for so long and never defended it or anything.
Yeah, and they brought it back and they've just smashed it in a massive way. Like this match was a little bit scary because we thought that Nico was injured straight away.
Trust me, he is. It's confirmed he has hurt his shoulder a bit.
But injured to the point where the match would have to be stopped, and there was a medic.
We saw the angriest medic ever.
Oh, she was raging at Nico for carrying on wrestling. She was
medic.
Just doing her job, like genuinely just the anti-Roberts of medics, doing her job to the nth degree. The match was just levels. It was really, really good. And then Connor Mills attacked Nico Angelo from behind after he won the match and blamed the fans for not getting behind him. He then said that he'll want everyone to stand up when he beats Angelo for the 24/7 title.
Sit down, Matty.
To sit down and then...
Because no one's giving him a standing ovation ever.
That was it. Because I was trying to get to your point, which was you then shouting out the next show standing room only.
Yeah, the match that Connor Mills wants is to face Nico Angelo for the 24/7 title in Walkabout in Cardiff, on the same day as another bigger show from another American company somewhere. But it's in a standing room venue, so if you listen to this, we are, well, me personally, but me and a couple of others are trying to spread the hashtag, if Mills wins, we sit.
I can't wait because I know this is going to go off and it's going to be so funny when Mills wins and everyone just sits on the floor.
It will be a beautiful sight.
It's tremendous stuff. Mills is really doing well as a heel in Attack as well. I'm quite happy for him for that. He had a banging match against OGMO from what I heard at Pro Wrestling Soul as well. The Trent 7 Open Challenge, which was everything we wanted and more. Because who were the two people I wanted? Mad Kurt or Eddie Kingston. What did we get, Mike?
I think you mean Mad Kurt and Mad King.
Yeah, Mad King and Mad Kurt. And what did we get? We got Mad Kurt and Mad King.
We got happiness.
If you remember me from like the NPS and like Progress September last year, this was Matty during this whole match.
Oh, I lost my fucking... Mike was sitting next to me. I jumped up out of my seat and went, yes, when I heard Matt Kurt's theme. And then when I heard the other thing, I was like, no. And then someone went, that's Eddie Kingston's theme. And I'm just going, oh my God.
Yeah, that was fucking me. Because I'm the only one that recognised it, apparently.
I'm not. To be fair, at that point, I could only see shapes and colours, so anyone could have told me at that point. I was hallucinating. The highlight of this is Mad Kurt getting completely ignored for the first 5 minutes of the match. My face hurt by the end of this match just from laughing and smiling.
I feel like it was the equivalent of like the European Cup draw, where everybody discusses like who you don't want to draw in the next round.
Yeah,
and everybody said Mad Kurt, so they ignored him and tried to fight on without him.
Basically, what they've done is they've basically made Mad Kurt the equivalent of the Predator, which is if we just don't pay attention to him, his vision is based on movement.
It was like just really fun, and Attack All has always been about that weird and wonderful, and this was definitely a bit weird and really wonderful.
And also, it seems like that now Mad Kurt had officially changed his wrestling name to literally Mad Kurt now. So,
well, do you know why that is?
Because he's Mad Kurt.
Exactly.
Then we got the attack title on the line. Cara Noir defeating Kyle Fletcher in a hell of a match, Kyle.
I'm still a bit shook from it.
It was levels. It was levels.
Battered the shit out of each other.
They battered, and it's just. I've been spreading this thing I sent to Joe as well, because I was in between Mike and Joe watching the show. I said to Mike before. I said to Joe that Kyle Fletcher is really giving me New Japan AJ Styles vibes. Just in the way
he's proving that like he's not just like the Attack Iron Man, but like British wrestling's Iron Man right now.
He's just I feel he's going to be the biggest star in the UK by the end of the year. He's just so good. Kyle's so good. I feel bad for Mark, but Mark is also a veteran and wrestled a lot longer than Kyle, so it's kind of a bit of a Trent Tyler situation there. So and yeah, really good. And then I thought, I looked at my phone, I was like, oh fuck, it's like 9:30, like the show's finished well early. Guess I'll get home early. Nope, here come the 0121 running in through the crowd with their suitcase and ting. Therese not hiding the fact he's got his knee pads on underneath his jogging bottom, for fuck's sake. And they demanded that.
Yeah, but you can put them on the train.
I know, just really funny they had them on there. He demanded.
No, he might have just come from football practice somewhere.
Oh, this is true. It could be wearing. It could have been just his long socks and shinies.
His shin pads rolled up.
He's got them up there, protect his knees. They demanded a tag title match, and then CCK yeeted suitcases into their face.
Their own suitcases, might we add?
Yes, their own. I turned around and I said, "This is a fight at Gatwick baggage claim." Have you ever seen those episodes of Airport? I'm pretty sure this happened.
Yeah.
I don't remember this in the bloopers of Come Fly With Me whatsoever.
Just seeing Matt Lucas's face appear in a window. This was really fun. 0121 and CCK, they just battered the crap out of each other. And watching Kid Lycos be a proud dad to Kid Lycos 2 is just the best thing. And you were right, Mike, by the way, because this is the first time I've seen him. Kid Lycos 2 has just got all the Kid Lycos mannerisms and moves down to a T.
Yeah, he's basically imparted all of the shit I was.
Yeah, it's so good. Like, I'm so happy that the Lycos legacy, we're going to call it, #Lycos legacy, is just living on forevermore now. It's 0121 win, and basically TCK hand the torch over to the 0121, and Chris Brookes gets crowns new champions and leaves Attack to a standing ovation, and Victoria cries, as is her wont at most wrestling shows, because it seems like everyone she likes just goes away now. So Gene Money oh my god, we nearly forgot about Gene Money. We need to remember.
I was letting you get to the end because you didn't put it down. I was waiting to the end because I didn't want to stop the flow.
Yeah, Gene Money, oh my god, middle of the show.
No, can we call out Jim Lee? Because Jim Lee's a fucking liar.
Why? What did he say?
Twice this year he's lied to the Attack faithful.
#cancel Jim Lee.
He's told us that there will be no press start this year, and he didn't say that they had anybody on the case. No.
We got
Gene Money's stepping up.
Gene Money PI. The highlight of which, and genuinely my stomach hurt by the end of it, was Gene Money gets a microphone, puts it to his lips, and then immediately does the film noir thing where there's a narration. It's so good. And Gene Money's now got a permanent spot in Attack as like a private investigator. Highlighted by Joe.
It is 1994. Leslie Nielsen in The Undertaker.
Yes.
And I'm here for it in every way.
And he's going to find the GameCube. We're going to get press start. And for the love of God, please let Mad Kurt be the one who has the GameCube.
I'm going to say one thing.
Yeah?
You say that, like, we might, like, Jim Lee said we're not getting a press start this year. In my head, I'm thinking, are they going to keep this going for a year and a half?
It's the longest build in BritRest to find the GameCube that runs press start. Oh, God, I'm so... Just all of it. Brilliant. And then the highlight of which, Joe turning around going, is a PI a Fed? Because I really like this.
Like, no, if anything, he's an off-the-books one.
So it's fine to like him, Joe. You're okay. You're safe for now.
Why not spread? I said, why not spread the gospel of the TWM squad with some of our lovely merch over at Teespring? We have t-shirts for all shapes and sizes, hoodies, sweatshirts, mugs, stickers, and loads more. Also, just for listening to this podcast, you can get 10% off your order. I said using the code podcast. That's podcast. Once again, podcast in the checkout for 10% off at teespring.com/stores/TWM-wrestling-merch. That's right. Praise. Testify.
Pro Wrestling Chaos. They did stuff this weekend. Kyle was there. I think Mike maybe have been. I can't remember.
He was not.
He was
I walked this lonely road, the lonely road that I have ever known, to Bristol in the middle of Storm Ciara.
You walked inside that. You walked for a mile inside that pit of danger known as Storm Ciara in Bristol. Yeah, there was two shows. I know there was finale on the Sunday, and then there was a show on the Saturday. But quickly recap.
I believe, Matthew, they were called Requiem and Encore.
Why did they get finale? Someone put finale online. Well, I wrote down
Dragon Pro always do finale at the end of December. So
I just wrote down show in the end. So it's Requiem and whatever Carl said. Encore. So what happened at Requiem on the Saturday?
There were a couple of talking points from Requiem that kind of lead on to Encore. I will address them in a very brief manner. We opened the night with the Wild Boar Open Challenge, with now caveat the winner enters the Rumble for the night to determine the next King of Chaos #1 contender. At 30, the loser enters it at #1. Wild Boar Mike Hitchman, Danny Jones. Danny Jones loses, Wild Boar Mike Hitchman enters at 30.
Narrative. So what happened in the Rumble?
In the Rumble, Danny Jones entered at #1. Charlie Sterling entered at #2. They lasted till the final four. At #25, Flash Morgan Webster came out. At #30, Wild Boar Mike Hitchman came out. Charlie Sterling gets eliminated. It's like 198 versus Modern Culture, because we had a lot of Chaos callbacks this Rumble, but there's a bit too many of them to get into. So I'd just say, watch that back. The main one, it was Flash basically trying to pull Hitch away from Danny. Storytelling. Then Boar eliminating, Flash instead of, going after Danny. I wonder who could have seen this coming. The two people who were in the earlier match to fight for the spot. But no, genuinely, I have not seen a Chaos room come that unglued in a long time. The moment when Danny won that Rumble. He's been looking for a big win, in Chaos for a year now, and he got perhaps one of the biggest over the course of this weekend, and that made him #1 contender to face Mike Bird or El Ligero the day after.
It turns out that it was Mike Bird rather than El Ligero.
Because Ligero didn't bring his jeans.
He turned up to an I Quit match without his fucking jeans.
Disgusting.
I was very disappointed.
Let's go into...
Hang on, I have a few more, things to talk about that. We had Maiden of Chaos title match. The currently injured Sierra Loxton actually ring announced that one, which was a good thing. We had Danny Luna say she is the most dominant Maiden of Chaos. Ginny comes out. Danny Luna beats Ginny. She is now the most dominant maiden of Chaos. Also, Knights of Chaos tag team title change on the same show. Bino and Paul Robinson lose to the Big Grizzly Dicks. Dick Riley and Big Grizzly. I think that's all the important stuff.
Did Bino and Paul Robinson, did they ever change their name to What You Saying, You Fucking Cunt? Like I asked them to.
No, they should have. Oh, by the way, I thought it was said. Paz lied to me because he was like, I'm done with Chaos in October. And literally 2 days before the management changes, he was like, well, I owed Bino for a chair shot that he hit me with back in October.
There we go. All's well that ends well. Anyway, so I keep forgetting the name of the show. That was Requiem. Encore. Right, so I'm going to run through what happened. You tell me how it was, and you tell me if you cried, because I'm pretty sure you cried about 6 different times during this show.
I did, and that's really annoyed me now. James Drake is no longer one of my favourites because he made me cry.
Gideon and Wild Boar over the Hunter Brothers. How was that?
Decent match. It was nice to see Gideon have one final appearance in wrestling because he's kind of been retired, semi-retired. So it was nice to see him on his way out.
However, they got beaten down by the Hunter Brothers, and Sierra Loxton made the save, and everyone was shook.
Yeah, I think that me and her kind of clickbaited the entire internet for about 6 hours.
Yes, you did. Also, I was going to bring up Sierra Loxton. She put a photo up of her with a rabbit on her shoulder, and it genuinely amused me. It will be in the podcast post, because it genuinely made me laugh, because I was thinking, rabbits aren't parrots? That looks really funny. But yeah, I'm very happy that Sierra's up and able to do anything in a wrestling ring, let alone, being a gear. And I know she's not cleared to wrestle at all yet.
She has not taken any physical bumps. She did not take any spots at all this weekend, might I just say. She is still currently on the injured list.
To see her in gear, involved, is just, you love to see it, because we all love Sierra Loxton. She's great. James Drake over Chase Alexander. You've already told me you cried about this, so you can tell me why and how the match was.
The match was great. I mean, it's literally a fighting spirit trainee, and the person who trained him spoke to JD after the match, and he was like, I went to him and I was like, this feels like I booked it. And then he just said to me, no, I asked for this match, I booked it.
Nice.
But post-match, JD basically gives the whole speech of he's not going to be on UK Indies anymore, neither is Zach Gibson. And that's when I start crying, because it's another one of my favourites who are going to be overseas or not around anymore.
But you can watch them on the WWE Network for just $9.99, Kyle.
But it's not the best $9.99 in the business.
This is true.
I also kind of need to mention for that as well, we also kind of may have seen the final in-ring appearances. Well, we have confirmed seen the last in-ring Chaos appearance of Eddie Dennis, because he said it himself, and speaking to Flash Morgan Webster and the Wild Boar Mike Hitchman have said that due to having creative control of Chaos now, they are the owners, will possibly be taking a step back in the in-ring thing.
So they won't be Vince Russoing.
Anyways, back to James Drake. Yeah, says that for the first time in a long time, Chaos gave him creative control of what he wanted to do, so a lot of the stuff that we saw him do over the last couple of years was his own input. And pulling the curtain back a bit more, I've been told from word of mouth from a lot of people that when there was the whole debacle of NXT UK wrestlers can't do certain independents, Chaos was on that list. It was Flash, James Drake and Ligero were gone, really. Yeah. And then I've been told many times that the person fighting that cause for Chaos to get them back was James Drake. And
that's cool.
To have someone fight for a promotion that's given him that much opportunity.
Yeah.
It just makes me love him more, really.
That's really, really cool. That is really, really cool. You love to hear that everyone goes, oh, NXT's killing Brit Rest, when the guys that they still care. They do still care. It's funny about that.
I know.
Bino and
I won't get to see him. It's sad.
You said WWE Network $9.99. Not the best $9.99 in business, but it's the $9.99 you can spend to see James Drake's lovely, lovely hair. Bino over Brendan White. Did you cry about this? What was this?
I cried with laughter, because for those who were at the Attack Pro Mistletoe after party, a lot of planning went into Brendan's entrance, because, for those who don't know, Brendan can't rap for shite. At the Attack Pro Christmas party, Eminem failed it completely. His excuse, he couldn't hear the music. So, what did we get? we got Brendan coming out, handed a microphone to Lose Yourself by Eminem.
I saw the video of this.
It was glorious.
It was the whitest thing I possibly have ever seen. And this was at a British wrestling show.
It was amazing. It was perhaps my favourite entrance ever. Although Rusev did come out in a tank, so it's got some competition.
Shotzi Blackheart, tiny tank.
Shotzi Blackheart's tiny tank is like rivalry because I do love a smaller vehicle than it's meant to.
And the Broserweight Mobile as well. Anyway, no fun done over Shax in Shax's retirement match. I imagine you cried a lot at this.
Shockingly, did not cry as much as I thought I would.
Dead inside.
Shax, I think I was all cried out by this point. Shax has been a chaos constant since they brought her in, and I think even Damien said in a promo a couple of shows ago, like when they were having the setup for this match, like that she's kind of just lost her love for it and like doesn't want to do it anymore. And it's kind of a shame because from what like we all saw her for, like Mike and I constantly talk about like how she's some of our fondest memories from when we have seen her. And it's just really unfortunate because she like could have been a star, but like if you're not interested in it anymore, it's just really unfortunate.
Yeah, if your heart's not in it, then your heart's not in it. There's nothing you can really do about that per se. So yeah.
Did she do NXT UK?
She did.
She did, didn't she? That's right.
She did enhancement at one of the. Would it have been the Cardiff?
She's done a couple. She did it in Cardiff, and I think she did it in. I want to say either in York or Liverpool.
It wouldn't be York. It probably was Liverpool because York are the.
Oh no! It might have even been like Coventry, possibly.
Yeah, I know she's done one too. So.
Yeah,
I've only ever seen Shax once, and that was during the pre-show when her and
Jade.
Yes, Goth Taylor Swift, Jade, wrestled Zoe and Floss. So yeah.
Genuinely, I'm gonna say this now. Anyone listening to this, like, I said it like the day of her retirement. Like, just post on Twitter, tag her in it, like tag this podcast in it, tag me in it if you want to. Just like post your favorite like Shax wrestling memories because. There's bound to be a load of them that like even she might not realise that she's created.
Yeah. I'm going to tell quickly Mike to move his phone as far away as possible because Carl was doing a very heartfelt thing about chaos and all we're hearing is interference.
It's already as far away as you can go.
So put it into Bristol, please. Chaos tag titles. Big Grizzly Dicks. Is Eddie Ryan and Charlie still in the teacup team?
They are the crazy teacups.
There we go. How was this? Did you cry or were you just looking at big grizzly dicks?
This was entertaining once again, mainly because of one reason. Well, besides the match itself. Pariah Khan. If you've not seen a Pariah Khan entrance, I beckon that you do so because he is perhaps the best speaker on the microphone, as a manager in the British scene, and I want to see him not just in Chaos but everywhere because he is just monumental. There's been moments over the last year where he just comes out and sings WWE entrance themes a cappella. He's done Batista, and at Encore he did Edge's theme.
Nice.
And then they enter to it and it's perfect because they just start doing the taunts of the wrestlers as it's happening.
You said a lot about Pariah Khan and I'm very intrigued.
If you can see any of his stuff, he's also a stand-up, I think, because he's also got his own stand-up tour under his real name. I think it's called An Indian Abroad.
Oh, okay, cool. Very much similar to Wee Man in ICW, who's a comedian and stuff. Made in the Chaos, Danny Luna over Cara. Cara's getting about quite a bit in a embryotic weeks and months as a wrestler. She's doing
5 matches in. She looked like she'd been doing it for months.
Yeah, you guys have put over massively that she is the next big maybe even if you look at a Danny Luna and how quick she came up, Cara is kind of on that trajectory as well.
Well, Dragon Pro have a tendency to not book people unless they're ready. It's not just here are the people we're training. It's no, here are the people who are at that level and deserve these spots as well. Which is a good thing because as much as we love all the people who Dragon Pro are training, it does feel like there is weirdly, and this feels controversial saying this because like how much I love Dragon Pro as a promotion, like, and as a training school, it just feels like the people who we're seeing, this been the jump, because they've been doing the like in-house shows as well for the other trainees to get like that experience of performing in front of a crowd.
Yeah.
So I feel like every single time that we see these Instagram posts from the Dragon Pro account, because they do them every now and again, you will see certain people on these in-house shows, and I would recommend like possibly following the people included on them, because they will be the ones to watch. They will be the ones who are appearing.
And Cara seems to be the big one out of that. However, she fell to the Maiden of Chaos, Dani Luna. And it looks like Dani Luna's now a big old face in Chaos.
Yeah. Underlying story. Sid Oakley has been cheating for Dani Luna for a lot of her matches. Dani Luna is fed up with this now and no longer wants to cheat. Sid put his hands on Dani Luna. Don't you love when NXT UK contracts mean that she can't wrestle the men anymore? So Cara had to take the bumps for her and beat up Sid Oakley for her. But there was a lot of yelling. And those words were, I don't need you anymore. So Dani Luna's going it alone as a face and still reigning Maiden of Chaos.
Lovely stuff. And the main event, King of Chaos. The new era is being ushered in with a new champion as Danny Jones defeated Mike Bird to become the new King of Chaos. And Kyle probably cried again.
I think I did. Like, because this was just before like Dave's leaving speech as well. And it was just really, really like nice to see the person who's been working like from the days of Chaos starting, not even as Danny Jones, like as the gimmick of Roger the Cabin Boy, to see him become the wrestler he is now, going to All Japan, having like matches everywhere, challenging at Progress for titles. Like, Danny Jones just deserves the fucking world, and I keep saying it.
I've loved Danny Jones for fucking ages. He's so good. I'm so happy he's getting the exposure he deserves. Obviously, with the end of the old era under Chaos, obviously the new era under the helm of Flash Morgan Webster and Wild Boar, they've got their first show coming very soon. You've got Valkyrie on it. It looks really, really good.
It is. I can give you the exact date. It's during Dream Tag Team weekend, so if you're not going to Dream Tag Team, then you should definitely try and go to this. They have confirmed like their former tag team champions, Crazy Teacups, I think, are confirmed. Current Maiden of Chaos and King of Chaos, Danny Jones, Dani Luna, are confirmed, along with Rampage Brown, Nathan Cruz, and Valkyrie.
Wank. And Valkyrie, lovely stuff. Right, talked a lot about Chaos there, so I'm going to quickly run through everything else. Ring of Honor, there's free enterprise this weekend. You had Slex and Martina make their debuts. Flip Gordon has won a shot at the Ring of Honor World title, posing as Dragon Lee. He's got a history of winning battle royals dressed in masks.
Just gotta say, Flip is like the only person who is like shredded enough to have passed as Dragon Lee.
He even shaved his beard off between his match with Slex and that, so he could throw people off, which was really, really cool. And the big lads, Jeff Cobb and Dan Maff, they defeated Lethal and Gresham in a proving ground match. They're going to get a tag title shot down the line. Right, I'm going to talk about the show that I'm going to be at this Friday. So fucking excited. RevPro High
5-star wrestling.
Broken Ring Wrestling returns. RevPro High Stakes, and my word, I am so happy that Emily taught me into going to the show, because this card is stacked to the tits with action. So you got Mark Haskins, Chris Brookes, Mad Kurt, Carlos Romo, Hikuleo and Carl Fletcher in a scramble. You've then got the small matter of Jeff Cobb versus Dan Maloney, which is just going to be ridiculous. We were meant to have Shah Samuels against LA Park. Shah got injured. Don't worry, guys, we're bringing in Eddie Kingston. No DQ match, to the point, this is where Mike texted me and went, I'm generally considering coming to the show. Because it's like, Eddie Kingston versus Los Angeles Park. Are you mad?
Well, no, it was Mad Kurt.
Are you Mad Kurt?
Mad Kurt on the show.
Southside Speed King title match, Ricky Knight Jr. defending against Robbie X. First time I'm going to see Ricky Knight Jr., so I'm intrigued by that. Rev Pro Undisputed British Tag Team title match, The Legion, Rampage Brown, and the Great Okan! Yes!
The greatest wrestler ever.
With the Bizarre team, I know why they're doing it, of David Starr and No Fun Done, because David Starr was the Legionnaire in disguise. He won the Southside title, I believe, as the Legionnaire.
Yeah.
And then unmasked, and No Fun Done was kicked out of the Legion, and it turned out it was a swerve. So David David Starr and No Fun Done in our team facing the Legion. Then we've got the British Women's title match, Zoe Lucas against Giselle Shaw. Excited for that one, that should be really, really good. Cruiserweight title match, El Phantasmo against Michael Oku. And then the small matter of a British heavyweight title match as Zack Sabre Jr. takes on Will Ospreay. That card is fucking ridiculous, and I'm so happy I'm going.
I am incredibly jealous of you because I wish I could go, but financials do not afford it.
Yeah.
But I will be at a different show this weekend, much more close to home.
We'll get to that in a second, because first I want to talk about PWG, because speaking of mental cards, they've just announced a card for Kobe in LA.
The most ridiculous card ever.
Oh, this is obscene. So you got Amaris and Ray Horus against the Velocities, Paris De Silva and Jude London. You've then got a 4-way Hoss match, which is Brody King, JD Drake, Caveman Ugg, and Black Taurus.
Ridiculous stuff.
Speaking of ridiculous, you got Orange Cassidy against Mick Murray. You got Dragon Lee against Flamita. Fucking hell. Jeff Cobb against David Starr. The Rascals against Deppen, Alex Zane, and Blake Christian. So the Rascals versus GCW. And then for the PWG World Heavyweight title, you've got Jonathan Gresham fighting the champion Bandido. Fuck me, what a card.
Remember that like PWG was done because all these guys had been signed up to companies?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think so.
Oh, all we're going to do is bring in the best of Australia, Mexico, and then whoever else is left from the Indies, and we're all good. WXW 16 Karat Gold, they've announced the last two people of that. Bandido's been announced for it, as has WWE superstar Leo Rush. Fight Club Pro, they've announced another team for DTTI, Jigsaw and Mike Quackenbush. This tournament is going to be fucking ridiculous. I'm so excited. Speaking of tournaments, Super Strong Style 16, Progress Wrestling have announced Sonico for the tournament. Defy Standout. Like, this is going to be the one, like Flamita, like Artemis Spencer, where we're going to like, never heard of him, and he's going to steal the show. I've seen clips of him. He looks very, very good.
I hope his wrestling gear is like an old Sondico goalkeeper jersey, but like the D coloured out in black pen.
He's already won my vote because his response was to everyone, "I'm sorry that I'm not Gene Money in a mask." Which was great. That's exactly what Gene Money would say. And something that excited me and Mike no end, to the point where I've turned around to him and went, "I'm off, we're going, you have no choice." GCW have announced a tour in the UK on the 25th to 27th of August at the Hangar 34 in Liverpool. We're going. No one has a say in the matter. We are going.
Mike knows how to get there now. I've shown him.
Yeah, we will walk there if we have to, on crawling arms and legs. So I'm at RevPro this weekend. Kyle, where are you?
Well, it's very close to home. We've talked about them slightly in passing. I will be at Dragon Pro Silver Age on Sunday.
Oh, that card looks really, really good, actually, the Dragon Pro.
Yep. It's had a couple of adjustments, but this card is still banging. You will get Danny Luna versus Ginny. For me, it's the second time in a week. You will get guest star attraction match, even though the could be on any card anywhere and possibly steal the show, but it's happening in Newport, so get your asses to Newport. Danny Jones, Mark Haskins.
Tidy.
Also, due to injuries to Nico Angelo, we are no longer getting the Big Grizzly versus Nico Angelo. Sorry, I forgot that I'd already mentioned his name. We are now getting Big Grizzly weirdly versus Saxon Huxley.
Muscle Cat, Big Grizzly versus Zoo Division. Yes,
we are getting the Zoo Division. I was waiting for you to realize that.
Yes, we're getting it in Impact at the moment. We've got Taurus, Rhino, and Moosel feuding, and in Dragon Pro, the place where it should be a fucking Zoo Division, we're getting a bear against a cat. Yes.
Remember, this match is happening in Zooport, so
yes, it's all coming together.
Along with that, we've also got Black Market Wrestling, Sid Oakley and Jay Joshua taking on the Anti-Fun Police, defending their tag team titles. The tag team titles belong to Sid and Jay. I should have mentioned that first. We also have defending the Next Wave Championship. It is Fletcher Law defending against Josh Holly. And there is also a small matter of a rematch in tag team form, as Lee Hunter's team takes on Elijah's team. Members I can't remember off the top of my head, and I don't feel like searching it, but if you have the internet, you will be able to find that very, very easily.
Lovely stuff. Mike, are you at Dragon Pro or are you nowhere?
I am at Dragon Pro.
There we go.
Hey,
So,
Jimmy Timmy Power Hour.
if you are in the Wales,
Probably buy a ticket for it.
just was going to turn up and be like, I'm Welsh, let me in.
If you are South Wales or South Wales adjacent, Bristol, Bath, I said adjacent, that's not a word. Adjacent, South Wales, Bristol, Bath, anywhere like local, get your ass.
That's right. If you are Wales Jason Derulo, then you can go to that show. So I'll be at RevPro. These guys are going to be at Dragon Pro. We'll talk about all of that next week. If you want to get in touch with us,
I won't be here.
Yeah, you won't be here. Me and Mike will talk about it though, so you can all go fuck yourself. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram at TWM Wrestle. Subscribe to us on Apple and Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Podbean, Acast, TuneIn, YouTube. Give us a 5-star rating on your podcast platform of choice, please. Thanks. Cheers, bruv. And also subscribe and punch that like button and turn notifications on YouTube. Thanks. TWM.news. You've got an article coming out from Daniel Leggett about the breakout stars in British wrestling this year. We've got loads of stuff from AEW, WWE, NXT, New Japan, all that good stuff. Check it all out at TWM.news. Thank you, please. Also, check out Jesse's. Should mention on the World Wrestling World Report. I keep getting them muddled up. I'm going to get used to it eventually. Jess Hastings, one of our new signings, is starting up a guide to BritWres on our YouTube channel. So go and check that out there. Get us to 100 subscribers, so we don't have to give out a really long, pointless URL, and we can finally just call it our name, which would be lovely. Kyle, social media.
I'm going to shout out 2 because I feel like it's kind of necessary.
Okay.
I'm not giving my own because I'm not a vain-ass cunt, Matty.
Bold of you to assume I'm going to give out my own.
You normally do, so...
Well, you never know.
Yeah. If you're not following them, then you should follow them now, because Chaos is moving into a brave new world. That is the title of their show name on April 11th. There's your plug. So follow them on Twitter at chaos_wrestling. But if you're interested in the former owner of Chaos, Dave Mercy, like laundering people out for their money crises, we have had a load of promoters who have not paid talent like being called out. You need to follow Dave. You need to follow this crusade. Make sure that all the independent wrestlers are being paid.
It's brilliant.
If you know anyone who hasn't been paid by any promoter anywhere, I urge you to just send them a message to send to Dave, because Dave's now on this witch hunt now that he has no links to wrestling whatsoever. So please give Dave a follow on the best Twitter handle ever. He is no longer Dave Mercy Chaos. He is now at Dave No Mercy 64.
I've been reading it. He's gone full don't get done, get dom. We have
literally said it's now don't get done, get Dave.
Yes! Don't get done, get Dave. Boom. Love it.
Literally, if you know anyone, I've said it again, who has been shafted by a promoter. Not in that way. That way.
But that's the way everybody expects it to be in BritWres.
If you want,
I know.
If you want to tell, if you do know someone that's been shafted by a promoter in that way, please tweet Mike.
Yeah. But if you know someone who has not been paid by a promoter, then please tell them to tell Dave. He's not witch hunting for other people. They have to pass the message on to him themselves.
He is the wrestling ombudsman. We are forever grateful. Michael, social media. Is that Hangman Page's dead birthday horse?
Yes.
You can follow me at Anthony Inoki.
Sorry, I just started eating a pot noodle, a dead birthday horse, and I almost spat it back out.
Oh, long live Anthony Inoki, the top car salesman in Wigan. This has been whatever you want to call it. It's a Wrestling World Report. Go and enjoy independent wrestling. Go and enjoy wrestling.
This has been a clusterfuck.
It really, really has, in the best
That's like every
way.
podcast.
We love you. Have fun in your lives. We'll speak to... I'm going to stop talking now. We'll speak to you next Wednesday. Goodbye. Follow us, TWM Wrestle. Bye.
See you on the indies.